Welcome back to a video that's been quite a while in the making. Here in my hands I'm holding the Orange Tour Baby amplifier. Now this is part of Orange's Baby series of solid state 100 watt powerhouses that was released in 2025. There's the Tour Baby, the Jewel Baby and the Gain Baby, and in this video what I want to do is take you through my experiences of having played the Tour Baby for the past few months behind the scenes here at Richword's Music Towers. I'll tell you the good bits, the bad bits, and why I think this amp has a number of advantages that make it the ideal choice for the modern guitar player. Now timestamps to every different part of the video and all of the explanations and tone samples are going to be down in the description and the comments if you need to go somewhere specific first. But let's kick things off with the info, the specs, the features, everything you need to know about the Orange Tour Baby. Now like I said, this is part of the Baby series of amps released in 2025, and I got a baptism of fire introduction along with Carsten Stepanowicz at 42 Gear Street last summer to these three amps. I'll put links to that so you can watch that elsewhere on my channel, but the Tour Baby spoke the most to me personally. Why did I choose the Tour Baby out of the three Baby amps for my own personal choice? Well, because it's the lowest gain option of the three. You've got a clean channel here and a dirty channel, but it's lower gain than the Jewel Baby and the Gain Baby, and for me personally, if I need higher gain stuff, well, I'll use the clean channel of this amp and my Revv G3 high gain distortion pedal. And yes, you do get to hear that in a few minutes in this video. But like I said, we've got a tiny little baby amp going on here. It weighs 3.59 kilograms, which is just under 8 pounds, so about the same as a guitar. It's also rack mountable, so if you've got a 19-inch rack unit going on, well, you can buy some rack ears for this and stick it in your rack. It takes one height unit, so it's very much a very portable thing, and it comes with a nice little carry bag as well, so that's a very decent touch. Now in terms of price, the Tour Baby will currently set you back about 499 euros or about $599 in North America, so it's very much an affordable thing. And this is a full amplifier. It's not just a power amp like Orange's previous Pedal Baby. This is a full-blown amplifier with a preamp and a power amp. Now the power amp is a Class AB solid state 100 watt affair, and we've got a single-ended JFET preamp stage going on here, which is going to give us the most valve-like or the most tube-like tonal response possible. Now if you know me, if you watch my channel, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of solid state amps. My Hughes & Kettner Black Spirit 200 has been my mainstay for the entirety of the Richword's music channel to date, so I love the whole solid state thing. I don't need tubes especially, although I do love the whole analog thing if I can get it. So let's take a look at the front panel of the Tour Baby, and this is where you're going to control the two channels of the amplifier. But first off, way over on the left hand side is where you plug in your guitar jack, and then we've got the four controls that control the clean channel of the Tour Baby. You've got a volume control, a 2-band EQ for treble and bass, and a really cool touch, we've got a VCA compressor built into the clean channel of the Tour Baby, and this is actually going to negate the need for you to have a compressor pedal on your board if that is a consideration of yours. Now you've just got the one knob to control the compressor here, but that makes it super simple to use, and being a compressor, it's going to give you some great spanky country sorts of tones. It's going to let you add sustain to your clean notes, it's going to let you smooth out peaks and stuff like that. A little bit of compression can go a really long way, and I will do some dedicated compressor knob tweaking in the playing part of the video. So that's the clean channel of the Tour Baby. Then we come to the slightly more involved control set for the dirty channel. We've got a 3-band EQ here for bass, middle and treble. We've also got a dedicated presence knob to really tweak the top end of your signal. We've got your standard gain and volume controls, and we have a second volume control on the dirty channel. This comes courtesy of the FS volume knob, and for this you'll need an external foot switch, which doesn't come with the amp by the way, but that lets you bring in a second master volume for the dirty channel. If you need a lead boost or a solo boost or something like that, it'll give you those extra few dBs, and I will demo that in the musical part of the video. And finally on the right hand side we have our two chunky switches here. The first is to switch between the clean and the dirty channels. You can also do this with a foot switch as well by the way, and we have our on off switch here on the right hand side. Now moving around to the back of the Tour Baby, and this is where we have all of our connectivity going on. On the right hand side we have a buffered effects loop, so if you're going to be running delays, reverbs, modulation effects or anything like that and you want them in the loop, you can do that with the Tour Baby. Next we have the two foot switch ports, and you can use the foot switches to move between the two channels on the amp or to to toggle between the two volumes on the dirty channel. Now, no foot switch comes with the amp as standard, which I think is a bit of a shame, but they're building to a price, of course, and most standard foot switches will work with the Orange Baby amps. Next, we come to the balanced DI out on the Tour Baby, and this is going to let you feed your signal directly to front of house, to a mixer, to your recording setup, whatever you desire. I should note at this point that there is no cab sim attached to this, so you're going to need to add that at some point in your signal chain yourself. Now, for me personally, I'm going to be recording this way via the DI out on the Tour Baby for the duration of this video, and I'm going to be running from the DI out into a standard Celestion 4x12 IR in my TC Electronic IR loader. That's going to be going straight into my Focusrite Scarlett 4i4 interface, and that is what you're going to be hearing. Nothing else, no post-production or anything like that. But just make sure that if you're using the DI out on this amp that you add a cab sim somewhere. There's a ground lift switch here to help you eliminate any unwanted hum when using the DI out, but if you'd like to go down the proper old school speaker cabinet route, of course you can do that as well with the Tour Baby. There's two speaker outs here, you just need to make sure that you don't go under a minimum of 8 ohms. So 2 16 ohm cabs, 1 16 ohm cab or 1 8 ohm cab, and you'll get all of the amazing tones that you need out of this thing. And talking of amazing tones, well, it's time to start making some sounds with the Tour Baby now. Now, my guitar for today is going to be the 2025 Ibanez AZ Standard. That's an HSS Strat type of guitar, so we're going to have access to single coil and to humbucking tones as well. And we'll start with the Tour Baby just on its own, no delay and reverb in the effects loop or anything like that. And we'll hear how versatile this clean channel can really be. We'll play with the EQ a bit, we'll bring some compression in and out, and have a listen to some of these pristine, clean sounds. You know, as soon as I plugged in the Tour Baby with the clean channel at 12 o'clock, well, I was sold. It's just a great sounding clean tone. With the compressor at 12, it's already doing quite a lot. It's smoothing out those peaks, it's compressing the signal a fair bit, but you've got loads of sustain mixed with plenty of dynamism from the pickups as well, and it just works really, really well. The treble and bass at 12 are really, really decent, and the volume does whatever you like. I've found that with the clean channel of this amp, turning the volume all the way up for me, well, it hardly breaks up at all. It really is pristine and clean almost all the way. And for all of your breakup tones, well, you're either going to want to put an overdrive pedal in front of it or use the dirty channel for that. Now I found that turning down the compressor, that gave us more kind of natural strummed sorts of sounds. If you want to go a bit more gentle, do that. Adding in more compression, it gives us a more chicken picking country sort of a tone. And turned all the way up, you get a load of compression going on with this clean channel. It's an awesome effect to have, but I found that at about 10 or 11 o'clock, well, that was a lovely sweet middle ground for me. So that's the clean channel just on its own, but we've got this buffered effects loop going on, and a clean channel without a bit of reverb can sound a little bit dry. So let's add in the Source Audio Collider and hear how the delay and the reverb sound with the Tour Baby. The Source Audio Collider has got to be one of my favourite delay reverb pedals that I've ever played. There are so many different algorithms on tap, but just a bit of spring reverb here and a few subtle delays, and we got some great tones with the Tour Baby. I found that the delay and the reverb mixed really well with the amp's natural compression, and well, we had some lovely ambient tones going on there as well. What I want to do now though is just very quickly go through the different settings on the compressor so you can hear just how much you can squash and squeeze the signal with the Tour Baby. So you can hear that the built-in VCA compressor is a really powerful tool. All the way up, it's incredibly compressed and squashed, which is a great sound if you want that. You're not going to want it all the time, but it really works for funky stuff, for chicken picking and so on. Turn it down and you get a much more natural response out of the amp as well. But having this option built into the clean channel of the amp, I think, is a huge advantage. No compressor pedal needed on your pedal board. So that's the clean channel of the Tour Baby for now. We'll get into it as a pedal platform later on. What I want to do now is just one of my patented loops. I'm going to stick my Boss RC10 looper into the front end of the Tour Baby, and we'll really tweak the knobs on the clean channel just to hear how versatile it is. What I'll also do is very quickly switch across to the dirty channel of the Tour Baby on a low gain setting, so you can hear that it kind of naturally carries on in terms of gain from where the clean channel leaves off. So that was the clean channel, and now it's time to explore the versatility of the Tour Baby's dirty channel. Now, as you've just heard, with the gain down low on the dirty channel, it's kind of in edge of breakup indie alt-rock sort of territory, so that's how we'll start. That's my favourite sort of music to play. Let's play some indie rock now and hear how the dirty channel on the Tour Baby sounds. Some really sweet lower gain drive tones there. The Tour Baby is a great amp for Indian alternative rock if you like that sort of stuff. But what about classic rock? What about thick mid-push tones in the veins of AC/DC or Airborne or Jimi Hendrix or something like that? Let's try those now. Yeah, so I guess we knew that would be the case, but the Tour Baby is wonderful for AC/DC type tones as well. Some huge, thick, fat sounding classic rock sounds. Now let's push up the gain control even further and see how the Tour Baby handles the hard rock and the punk rock thing. So when it came to the hard rock and the punk rock as well, you could notice that the Tour Baby was at the edge of its limits. What you would need to do, I think, if you wanted more gain from this amp, would be to boost it with something like a tube screamer running into the front of it, and that's exactly what we're going to do right now, to hear if we can get some metal sounds out of the amp just with using a boost in front of the dirty channel. And there you go. If the Tour Baby's not giving you quite as much gain as you need, stick a tube screamer or another boost into the front end, use the dirty channel of the amp, and you're easily going to nail all of those classic metal sounds that you need. Now it's time to do a loop on the dirty channel where we really get to tweak the 3-band EQ, the presence knob, and I'll flick in the 2 different foot switch volumes with an external foot switch that I have as well. So let's hear how versatile the dirty channel is too. I mentioned before that the Tour Baby is a fantastic option if you want a pedal platform type of amplifier. Now for me personally, I love a great clean channel, and I love using a great clean channel as a pedal platform for my other gain pedals of choice. And that's what we're going to test the Tour Baby with now. So we had the clean channel before, pristine. Let's hear how the clean channel sounds with the tube screamer in front of it as just a bit of a dirty boost. Nailed it again, a tube screamer doing tube screamer things, so that's going to be a great sound as well. But what about if you want to turn your orange into a roaring Marshall? Well, let's wheel out the Crazy Tube Circuit's Heatseeker and try some classic rock tones, some hard rock tones, and just some Marshall in a box style sounds. Yeah, the Heatseeker turned the orange into a Marshall. It's a perfect Marshall in a box type pedal, and it worked fantastically well with the Tour Baby, which is really proving its worth as a pedal platform. Now for another test, what I would really want to do is hear the clean channel of the Tour Baby with my high gain Revv G3 distortion pedal, and we're going to be tuned down to drop D for this and hear those metal tones. Once again, absolutely awesome. I got the classic Revv G3 sounds that I love so much from my other clean amps. It works perfectly into the Tour Baby. So if you want metal, you can either boost the dirty channel of this amp or get a high gain distortion pedal, run it into the clean channel of the Tour Baby, and all of your high gain needs are going to be covered. And now, just because we're here, I want to test out a recent acquisition. That's the Kernom Moho Fuzz. Let's hear how the Tour Baby handles that. Huge fuzz tones going on there, sounded fantastic. There's way more Kernom Moho stuff coming on my channel in future, so watch out for that if you're into your fuzz. But the Tour Baby handles the fuzz brilliantly as well. And as a final test, let's go back to the clean channel. Let's really dial up the Source Audio Collider in the effects loop and hear some post-rock and some ambient tones as well. What a wonderful and chilled out way to end the musical part of today's video. And we've heard from all of this that the Tour Baby is a great amp to run with your pedals. Now, with the bigger reverbs and delays in the Source Audio Collider, it just sounded huge. It sounded wonderful for the post-rock stuff, the ambient stuff. It's a great combination of pedal plus amp. Now, when running the Tour Baby as a pedal platform, I'd say the one thing that you need to take care of is where the compressor knob is on the clean channel. For me personally, I found that it was best to have it at about 8 or 9 o'clock because that really lets the pedals breathe a bit more and it lets them retain all of their dynamics. But your mileage may vary. You may love to run a compressor before your drives, and that may be exactly what you need from your kinds of tones. Overall though, a fantastic sounding thing, a great pedal platform. And now what I want to do is go through a few reasons as to why I think this all makes the Tour Baby a great choice for the modern guitar player in 2026 and beyond. And first and foremost, it's those tones. Now, none of anything else means anything if the amp sounds bad, but it sounds great. We've got a lovely sounding, pristine clean channel here with a great built-in VCA compressor and an extremely versatile and well-rounded dirty channel as well that does everything from edge of breakup through to pretty decent, pretty gnarly hard rock tones as well. So it's a fantastic sounding amp and it's surprisingly versatile as well. So that's a great plus point to start with. The next thing is the fact that it's very small and portable, and yet it's incredibly loud as well. So it's going to be loud enough for any gig. It's going to be loud enough to cope with any drummer, no problem whatsoever. But it weighs in at about the same as a standard guitar. It's about 3.5 kilograms, just under 8 pounds. You can fit it in a rack as well if you'd like to do that. And it comes with a really nice little carry bag as well. That makes it supremely portable for the modern musician. And being modern musicians, we also love a bit of modern connectivity, and you've got that courtesy of the excellent DI out on the back of the Tour Baby. You can use this to connect the amp directly to your front of house, to your mixer, to your recording setup, and so on and so on. And because this is a solid state amp, you don't need to have a speaker cab connected either. So you can run this thing silently too. Although there is no headphone out on the amp itself, that's something I would love to see in future. You'll need to have that through your recording setup or something like that. So overall, the Tour Baby is a wonderful little amplifier. I really like it. It sounds huge compared to how small it is. It's got a wide variety of tones on tap. It's a wonderful pedal platform. It's got great pristine cleans, a lovely built-in VCA compressor, and a great dirty channel as well. If you want to go higher gain, go for the Gain Baby or the Dual Baby, and those are really going to float your boat, I think. Plenty of great demos of those are out there elsewhere on YouTube. Is there anything I would change about the Tour Baby? Well, of course, there's a couple of things that I would add to it, but that would take away from the babiness of the amp, it would take away from the price, and it would take away from the whole experience in a sense. But I'd love it if there was a master volume control, I'd love it if there was a headphone out on the amp, I'd love it if foot switches came with it, but all of this is going to make the amp more expensive. Is there anything else I'd change? No, it does exactly what I need it to do, and it is a wonderful sounding and wonderful performing modern day amplifier. So try out the Tour Baby if you ever get the chance. If you've got any more questions about the amp, drop me a line down there in the comments and I shall do my best to answer you. But if you're still around, it would really make my day if you wanted to give the video a like, or maybe even sub to my channel, because that really does help. But that's been it for today. I've been Rich, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.